I think I think I'm a new face for some of you. So my name is Sonia. I've recently joined the Grow Studio team, and I'll be taking care of coordinating everything that's to do with ICP. Obviously, the lead of ICP is Ryan, which I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. And then, of course, Abby, who's taking lead on the AIA program. So really, the three of us are your point of reference, everything to do with AIA and ICP. Quick housekeeping before we kick off. This session, it will be 30 minutes. Please take note, maybe we'll run over, that's quite all right. If you need to leave, the session will be recorded and shared with everyone on the SME Hub. Just a few clarifications. If you guys have questions, there's two ways you can ask. You can either pop them in the chat whilst we're presenting, and then we can run them through towards the end. We'll host a little Q&A session at the end after Ryan has done a quick introduction to the ICP. Anything else though, guys, if you feel I've missed out on anything, give me a shout on the chat. In the meantime, you're all going to be muted at the very beginning, just so we're focused and listening to Ryan. And then once we're ready to do the Q&A, everyone can either raise their hands, unmute themselves, and give everyone the opportunity to speak. Yeah. So let's just start by we have a dedicated presentation for you today to run through the Innovation Challenge Prize. And I hope you guys will find it very useful. So, bear with us, guys. We all know, I think, how to set these things up, right? So everyone, give me a thumbs up. If you can see our screen, all good? Awesome, great. Thank you so much. Brian, off to you, please.
Wonderful. Hi, thanks so much, Sonia, and hi, everyone. I'm really pleased that you've joined us today for the very first session around the Innovation Challenge Prize. We're going to be hosting a number of these to make sure we maximize how many of you can get involved in this. And for me, this is one of the most exciting parts of the Innovation Accelerator. For those of you who don't know me, and as Sonia's already mentioned, my name is Ryan, and I'm going to be guiding you today through everything you need to know about how to take part. What it is, how it works, how to make a submission, and how to give yourself the best possible chance of winning. So, what is the Innovation Challenge Prize? So, it exists to help you move from the learning side of the Amazon Innovation Accelerator to the actual doing. Many organizations, especially SMEs and charities, they've got strong ideas, but no time, no budget, or structure to actually launch them. And that's exactly what this Challenge Prize is designed to change. With funding, recognition, and the structure of Amazon's working backwards method, you can now take an idea and turn it into a compelling, fundable innovation for real impact. Let's start with eligibility. If you can apply if you are a registered UK SME with fewer than 250 staff and less than 50 million euros in turnover, or if you're a UK registered charity. Now, you must have completed, sorry, Sonia, I think you've got people in the waiting room. If you can just keep an eye on that for me, that'd be wonderful.
Oh, of course.
So you must have completed at least 70% of the Innovation Accelerator digital course. This is a 1-hour course split into 5-minute blocks, 5 to 10-minute blocks, and it's available on the hub to anyone who's attended the Innovation Accelerator. The core modules you must complete are the working backwards modules. I want to emphasize this point. Doing the course, especially the working backwards section, gives you the best possible chance of submitting a press release and a frequently asked question document that's compelling and is aligned to Amazon's methodology, because that's what we're looking for, and that's what our judges are trained to assess. The categories. There are 4 awards in total, and it's important to understand how the entries work. In the first place category, with a prize pot of £50,000 to fund your innovation idea. And here we're looking for the single strongest innovation idea across all of the entries. It should clearly describe a problem or that your customer, and your customer can also be an internal customer, that they face, and present a solution that's new to your organization and explain how the solution will deliver measurable results or operational impact. To summarize, we're looking for the most transformative idea that will move your business forward, built and communicated to us using Amazon's working backwards method, specifically the PR, the press release, and the frequently asked questions document. The second prize, with a prize pot of £30,000, goes to the second best submission overall, one that meets all of the criteria for the top prize, but just missed out due to scoring. Again, we're looking for a brilliant, well thought out innovation idea that's realistic, valuable, and fundamentally described from a customer's point of view. The third category is a social value award with a prize pot of £10,000. Now, this award recognizes innovation that delivers clear, measurable benefits to society, the environment, or your local community. The summary of that is we're looking for ideas that go beyond profit, solutions that improve lives, create access, reduce harm, or support social and environmental outcomes in a meaningful way. Now, the fourth category, with a prize pot of £10,000, is a dedicated award for charities only, recognizing innovation that creates value for beneficiaries, improves delivery, or strengthens your social mission. We're looking for innovative approaches to charity impact. Now, this could be a new program, a better delivery model, or a smarter way to meet community needs. And I'd like to remind you about how submissions work here. If you're an SME, you can make more than one submission. SMEs can apply to the main prize and the social value award, obviously not the charity award, but as long as you follow the specific entry requirements of what we're looking for. What we're not going to accept as part of an entry is a generic entry for both categories. If you're a charity, you may also like to submit for more than one category, but again, make sure you follow the specific requirements. Now, to apply, you must submit the following 2 items that use the Amazon working backwards methodology. The first is a 1 to 2 page future-facing press release, written as if your innovation has already been launched. Now, this isn't a sales pitch. It's a tool to show that you understand your customer and their needs deeply, and you can tell a clear story about how to solve them. The second is a frequently asked questions document. And this is where you show feasibility, thinking, and that you've really iterated on your idea. In this document, you must include an internal FAQ that answers questions that internal stakeholders are likely to ask you. Things like, how are we going to deliver this? What is the timeline? What are the risks? And you must also include the answer to one specific question. How will the prize money be spent? We're not looking for details here. You probably won't know the details of how to spend the money. Just a short table or bullet points showing how you'd use the prize money will do. For example, 40% on R&D, 30% on marketing, 20% on training, and 10% contingency would be a perfect answer. Make sure you keep it realistic, practical, and aligned with your plan. The second part of this frequently asked questions document are the external FAQs. Here you need to answer questions like, who is this for? How does it work in practice? What impact will it have? Why is this different to anything else available? Or from the customer point of view. Now, the FAQ document isn't fluff. It's about proving your idea is real. It's considered, it's very well iterated, and that it's ready to move. Now, optionally, and this isn't necessary, but as an option, you can submit visuals. Again, you can learn more about visuals on the AIA Innovation Leadership course. But if visuals or a video help tell your story, include them. Think things like a process diagram or a customer journey map. Screenshots or mock-ups can be particularly helpful. Maybe a chart or you could even, if you wanted to, include a video that explains the innovation. Now, to emphasize, these are not required, but they can help your idea become really clear and tangible in the minds of the assessors. Just make sure that they're comprehensible and that they're relevant. A key thing I'd like you all to remember about your press release, your frequently asked questions, and any optional visuals is do not try and write them to try and impress Amazon. Write it to show that you will grow, to show how you will grow as a business by solving customer needs that you really understand. So, how do you actually submit, and when do you submit by? You'll be submitting your press release, your FAQ document, and any visuals that you choose to include via the ICP application form on an ICP landing page. Remember, the three things, or the two things that you must include are your press release as a PDF, your frequently asked questions, that includes the budget question as a PDF, and any optional videos or visuals. Importantly, the deadline is exactly 11:59 p.m., though I hope I'm not up at that time, on Thursday, the 10th of October, 2025. Now, as a principle, no late entries will be accepted. And when you do submit your application, you will get a confirmation email. If for any reason do not receive a confirmation email, please reach out to Sonia or the Growth Studio team. You're probably wondering, how are we going to be looking at these applications or your press releases and your frequently asked questions? So let's talk about how submissions are actually going to be judged. All valid submissions are going to be reviewed by a panel of Amazon staff and experts from my team at Growth Studio. Now, each category has its own weighted rubric, and let's talk about exactly what these are. For the first and second prize categories, we're looking for innovation, which is judged at 30% of the overall score. Your implementation feasibility, which is judged at 20%. How much impact this is going to have on your business, 20%. How aligned your submission is to the Amazon Innovation Accelerator learnings, that's 20%. And how scalable this idea is across your industry and across geography. That's valued at 10% of the overall score. The Social Value Award and the Charity Award are judged in similar ways. We're looking for 40% of the score will be allocated towards those that show social impact. How innovative your idea is judged at 25%. How aligned your idea is and your submission is to the learnings from the Amazon Innovation Accelerator, that's the leadership principles, and how to submit a press release, how to write a press release or FAQ document, is judged at 20%, and scalability in your organization or beyond at 15%. So, what support is available? This is probably the most common question that we get when we talk about the Innovation Challenge Prize. I want to be very clear about this. Amazon Web Services, and Growth Studio will not be offering office hours or one-to-one feedback about your submission. This is your innovation, your idea, your business, and your submission. But what we are going to be doing is hosting a regular series of general topic webinars between now and the October deadline, specifically focused around the press release, the FAQ document, in the context of the ICP. In these sessions, we'll tackle the most common problems and pressing questions. Everything from how do I choose my customer problem to how do I best communicate this and what makes a good budget. So if you have questions, and I'm sure you do, please ask them publicly in the SME Hub. We'll answer them publicly in the SME Hub, and we'll take those that warrant a bigger conversation and build them into our webinars. So please keep an eye on the SME Hub and your diaries and emails for when these sessions are going to be. Again, we cannot answer questions that are specific about your submission. So do keep your questions general. We'll try and support as many people as we can in this way. On top of all of this, I have the privilege to be running fireside-style catch-ups with innovators from AWS, some of whom you would have seen on the course, where they'll be talking about what makes a great PR FAQ, what makes a great press release and FAQ document. So needless to say, these sessions are going to be hugely valuable. Please make time to attend. On that note, I can see some private messages and messages come up in the chat. So Sonia, I wonder if you have any questions.
Yeah, let's start off with some easy ones as well, just to clarify for everyone. So Siren, and apologies if I am mispronouncing, I'm happy to just bear with me. So the first question here is just checking, the 10th of October is a Friday. You are correct, it is a Friday. Then we've got the second question is, can I clarify that as a charity, we cannot enter the same submission for both prize and charity? No, and the reason we say that is simply because if you look at the requirements for these particular categories, there are slight differences. So please take care to read carefully at the ICP page entry requirements for each. We have all the details there. And whilst there may be similarities, there may be just some key differences between them. Have a read, and if you see anything in particular, please give us a shout. Then, Ryan, I hope you can support me with this one, maybe because I'm not familiar with this.
Let's see.
Does a CIC come under the charity section?
Right. Whoever sent that question, please email me separately, and we'll tackle that in particular with you. So was that Natalie?
Jackie.
Jackie, could you please email me the answer, and we'll pick up on that. What I would say, Sonia, is just the question around can charities submit to both categories? What's interesting is you might be putting in a submission for the charity prize and think to yourself, well, actually, this also has a great impact, or has a great social impact. In which case, if you submit the same press release and FAQ, you're not doing yourself any favors. The best thing to do is to take the same idea and refine it to really tell us more about the social impact that this idea is having, and submit that to the social impact category. And again, your original idea for the charity category. It's the same idea, and that's perfectly good to do. Now, you might find that actually you do want to submit to both categories as a charity. But one idea just simply may have a great impact on your beneficiaries, but maybe not on social impact, or it may have a great impact on fundraising, but not social impact. Submit to. That's absolutely fine to do as well.
Yeah, I think that makes it a lot clearer also for me. So just moving on, I see we've got a couple more. This is great to see, guys. So Eric from Duvet Mate. So I have here, I'm a one-man band startup for a unique product launching soon. Exciting stuff. So whilst I apply wherever I can, the AA principles, main consideration, etc., is that the product itself is the innovation. So will I be suitable for this competition? That's interesting, right? Ryan, please go ahead.
Yeah, so Eric, this is about developing your business in order to scale the metrics that really matters, and that's revenue. So if you already have a product and you submit a press release about your product, then it really needs to be, what is your product going to look like in the future as a result of this money? Now, what you could do is submit a press release about innovation that's more around a process in your business. So innovation is not just in the product, it's also in the business model. So do you have an idea about a better way of spending this? A really industry leading way about how to reach your customers, or how to scale this? That would be acceptable. But submitting an idea about an existing product or an existing business, we don't see as innovation in the context of this particular challenge prize. I hope that helps.
Super. And again, we would like to reiterate, if you have any personal questions, give us a shout in the SME Hub. I also provide you the generic email, which Jackie, I'm hoping I will respond to your question, which is what email address do you use for contacting us? So you can use the AIA web email, which I think most of you should be familiar with. If not, don't worry, we'll share that with you. But again, also SME Hub, we are there. You can chat to us privately. I think some of you probably received some messages from me. You can do the same thing for us. That is not a problem. So moving on to the next question, and this is an interesting one I think people will ask, is are there any IP right issues we need to consider with applications? Ryan, what do you say about that?
All IP belongs solely to you. These are all confidential. If you win, then we are going to ask you about how and talk to you about how we can work with you to promote your business and promote the ICP. There is a PR package, if you will, for winners. We're going to work with you on that. But all IP is completely yours and no one else's.
Great. I'm sure that's very reassuring for a lot of you. So we've got another question here coming from Paul. And he's asking, does the innovation need to be starting from the ground up? Or if innovation has already started as a project and need development, would that still fit the criteria?
As long as it's something that hasn't actually launched, which would mean that it's no longer innovative, then you can submit an idea that is in progress. What we're really looking for here is is this idea going to help grow your business because you've really clearly understood a customer need and you are solving for that need? And that could be an idea from the ground up, or it could be because you've done that and this money can support the progression or acceleration of an existing idea.
Super. Okay, we got actually another question just in time.
Yeah.
And it's if a technology product is the expectation that is based around the AW stack, or at least contains elements of the AW stack. Oh, Kieran, I don't know if I'm saying this wrong. Please feel free to unmute yourself if you wish to explain.
Is that a technology stack question? Because I think that's a very important one.
Yes, Kieran, I saw you were unmuting. Please feel free to. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining myself, so please feel free to tell us.
No, it's all good. I was just querying if the application is a technology product, is there an expectation that it's based around Amazon technologies?
No, not at all. It's not even, there's no expectation that you will be using AWS. There's no expectation that it will even be tech. Innovation isn't only about tech. It's about solving the customer problem. Now, if you can solve your customer problem through technology, great. If you can solve your customer problem in another way, fine. If you can solve your customer problem that uses a tech stack that isn't AWS or your own internal stack, that's also okay. This is not judged on are you using AWS or not. That's not, they won't be looking at this at all.
Great. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Next question from Emily is, does the prize come with any practical support from Amazon alongside the cash? Does it include PR package? Is there business development support and so forth?
Yes, thank you for that question. A very, very important one. Now, this prize package does not come with any support from Amazon or from the Growth Studio team or from AWS. Now, what this does come with is some form of PR, because we would like to talk about the winners of the ICP. We would like to promote the ICP and your businesses if you win. How that works, we'll be working with you directly to make sure that we work out what this looks like in a way that's right for you. But there'll be no support offered or no mentorship offered beyond the giving of the check, so to speak.
Great. Yeah, and I think just while we're waiting for a few more questions coming in, I think I have a few maybe that I think we need to clarify with the audience. And actually we've got one here, and I think that was kind of what I was going to ask. Is Emily was asking, when is the prize announced?
Now, the prize is going to be announced within, it's estimated within a week of the deadline. So I don't know if you can work that out, Sonia, roughly when that would be, and let everyone know. but you're going to have to bear with us on this. So there's a lot of senior Amazonians and people who are going to be judging this, and getting everyone in the same room together may prove to be a challenge, but very, very soon after the deadline. But certainly within a couple of weeks of the deadline.
Correct. And just to add to that, we'll kind of do it in tranches. We will obviously showcase first the shortlisted, and then we will also announce the winners. So that you will be informed via email with each one. When we got confirmed dates, rest assured, we will definitely make sure to share this with you guys and also bring it up in the next webinar too. Yeah.
Excellent.
So actually, just to add to that, with the prize being announced, and how does it work once somebody, let's say you're a winner and you get the prize, how does it work? Do we get it in a single tranche? Do you get it in different forms? You know, how quickly do we get it from there?
Right. So you'll get the prize money pretty much immediately. There may be a 24-hour, 48-hour admin delay at the most, and you'll receive the money as a single tranche. And this means that you've got immediate access to the funds, because just like you, we also want you to get moving and see that idea in motion. Great. Okay. Well, I don't know if you've got maybe one more question there, Sonia, and the rest we can cover in the next webinar, and also put on the hub. Have you got one more?
I don't have one here from the audience, but maybe one thing just to wrap it up is, I guess the question is, what if I'm not done with the 70% of the course before the deadline? Can I still apply?
You've got plenty of time. Remember, the deadline is on October the 10th at 11:59. That's when you need to have submitted your FAQ document, your press release and your FAQ document. So you have between now and then, essentially, to do the course. Now, we've designed this working backwards course, the Innovation Leadership course, with SME leaders in mind who don't have time necessarily or hours to spend. So they are bite-sized for that particular reason. In total, the course is around between an hour and an hour and a half in bite-sized chunks, because we want to design it so you can view it in your lunch breaks. So if you haven't started or haven't finished, now's your time to do it.
Super.
Great. Okay, should we talk about what's next? So here's what to do now. The first thing I'd like everyone to do is log in, and on the note of that last question, check that you have actually completed 70% of the course. If not, start or complete 70% of the course. And remember, you must visit the working backwards modules. That's a secret weapon here. If you follow the structure properly, you'll already be aligned with what the judges want to see. Third, go to the ICP website for all the information that we discussed today, including this webinar. Applications are going to go live, so you can start to submit your application on the 14th of July. So you have a week before you can submit your press release and your FAQ document. And keep an eye on the SME Hub for any relevant announcements or FAQs. Fourth, and I encourage everyone to do this, please keep an eye out for the upcoming webinars and catch-ups with AWS and Amazon experts who really know what makes a good press release and an FAQ. Now, they are the ones who are going to really be talking about what they're going to be looking for in your entries. Make the time to attend. They really will help you. So taking a step back, this is really an opportunity to show everyone at Amazon, everyone within your organization, and indeed in your local communities and industries, what you've learned about what your organization can build. I think with that, on behalf of myself, Sonia, the Amazon Innovation team, we cannot wait to read your entries. Good luck, and thank you for being part of the Amazon Innovation Accelerator.
Yes, thank you so much for everyone that's participated today. I see that there's a couple more questions coming in. Don't worry, I will come back to you personally. And again, remember, please engage with us in the it's anytime you guys need us, that's where we're at. So, and especially for the course, if you guys have any questions, you can comment in the modules. You can share your ideas in the comment section. there's a particular part all about the PRFAQ. Share with the team, engage. It's so valuable between us and between each other to do this kind of engagement. And I think there's a lot for you guys to take from there. So thank you, everyone. If you keep sending questions to us, we will answer them. And stay tuned for the next series. Thank you so much, guys.
Goodbye now.
Thanks both.
Have
Bye.
a good one, everyone. Bye.